Today, I'm going to be sharing 10 subtle signs that a man will never fully choose you, prioritize you, or commit to a real relationship with you. These are things you may be saying to yourself or others. I actually got all of these from the comment sections of some of my videos here on YouTube. And I wanted to do a whole video on this topic because I've really found that we often have all the answers inside of us already with our intuition and some of these things we might be saying to other people or to ourselves, but it can be really easy to miss some of these red flags, especially if you have strong feelings for a man or you're heavily invested in the situation or you're really attached to this guy. So I'm just going to jump right in. The first thing that you might be saying in a situation where a man is never going to fully choose you or commit is, I've been talking to this guy for X amount of months or years. I can't tell you how many women I hear from who say, I've been talking to this guy for 6 months, or I've been talking to this guy for 2.5 years. And I really don't want you talking to a guy endlessly if he's not making plans to meet up in person and escalating his efforts or moving things forward. So if you're in a situation like that, you can always say something like, it feels great getting to know you. This is so much fun texting you, and it would feel great to meet up in person sometime. Or what I'm looking for is a regular in-person dating relationship. You shouldn't really even have to say that. But if you say something like that one time and a man ignores that and just keeps texting you, I would drop him. He's a time waster. He's just looking for a text buddy or an ego boost. And he's really never the kind of person that's going to move things forward into real life. He's just not interested enough or available enough to do that. So that's the first one. I've been talking to this guy for X amount of months or years. Number two is kind of similar, and that is, I haven't heard from him in 3 months, or I haven't heard from him in several weeks. The guy who is really interested in pursuing you for a real relationship is not going to just drop out of your life like that. He's going to escalate his efforts. He's not going to risk losing you or jeopardize his opportunity to be with you. So just catch yourself if you find yourself saying, I haven't heard from him in several weeks. It's my belief that the right guy is just not going to drop out of your life like that. So number three is something I hear all the time, and that is, I'm so confused. Has anyone ever been in a situation where they feel really confused by a man's hot and cold behavior or mixed signals? Something I say all the time is that what is truly for you will bring you clarity, not confusion. Now, of course, you can always ask for clarity. If you're in a situation where you're feeling confused, you can always say, hey, I'm feeling a little confused right now. It would feel good to get some clarity or make sure we're on the same page. And then see what a guy does. Does he want to alleviate that confusion, or does he just start making excuses and tell you that he's been so busy and this isn't a good time for him? His answer to that question will give you a lot of information. But if you're feeling confused, that's usually a major red flag in my opinion. So number four is, we've been on and off for X amount of months or years. On and off to me is always a red flag. I hear from women every day, literally, who are in these on and off situations with men. And to me, if a guy is just going on and off with you and you're there and showing interest and available to him, and he's just moving in and out all on his own, he's just sort of taking what he can get from you for right now with really no intentions of moving things forward into something more serious. That's what I've typically seen, but I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been on and off with a man for months or years? And did things ever really go anywhere? I always love hearing from everyone. Number five is anything that sounds like repeating his excuses or rationalizing why he's not prioritizing you or putting both feet in and committing. So your friends might ask, when's the next time you're going to see him? Or when did you see him last? If you find yourself saying, oh, he's been really busy right now, works really crazy, or he's going through this family situation or financial trouble or medical issue, and you find yourself almost like his secretary, just repeating all the excuses that he's been giving you, it's a clue that he's just not really in it. Even a man who's truly busy will absolutely make time and prioritize a woman he's really interested in if he's truly available and wanting to be in a relationship with her. So that's number five, repeating his excuses or rationalizing on and off or hot and cold behavior or treatment. Number six kind of makes me laugh, and that is, why must we play all these games? Why can't I just be myself and attract a great guy? And you just won't be saying that with the right person, because he'll be straightforward and he'll be pursuing you There won't be any games necessary. You won't have to just keep him chasing you forever and ever or give him tons and tons of space if he's the right guy. He'll just make it obvious with his actions, his consistent actions over time, that he's serious about you and wanting to move things forward. Number 7 is so important. Everyone write this down or type it into the comment section. And that is, he won't commit, but he won't let me go. Anything that sounds like that, or he loves me, but he says we're just friends. He loves me, but he says he can't commit to a relationship right now. Anything where he's sort of keeping you around, but he's not fully committing to a real relationship with you. It's my opinion that it's our responsibility as the other person in this situation to let him go and move forward. If a guy can't commit, but he's still keeping you around, he's using you for something. There's something he's getting out of it. Even if you're not sleeping with him, he's getting an ego boost or just that companionship, getting to be around your feminine energy. So he won't commit, but he won't let me go is such a red flag. That kind of guy is never going to fully commit to you. I can pretty much guarantee. So number 8 is anything that sounds like I'm so exhausted or I'm so sick of dating or I'm so tired of all these childish men out there and all their games, anything like that. That's a big clue that you're stuck on the wrong person. Again, you won't be saying those things with the right guy because it'll just be a whole different story. You'll be saying he's consistent and showing up powerfully for me and he's moving things forward and he's so dependable and reliable. Those are the kinds of things you'll be saying with a man who's truly going to put both feet in and prioritize you and commit. Number 9 is, how do I get him to forget about his ex or choose me over this other woman or come back to me? Or how do I get him to do this thing? And you don't have to overanalyze it when you're with the right person. If you're with someone who's keeping other women around in his sphere, that's such a red flag. He could be a narcissist or he could just be someone who needs validation from lots of other women. You just don't want to be in a situation where you're asking, how do I get him to choose me over her or forget about his ex or finally commit to me? Always a red flag if you're saying something like that. And that brings me to number 10. This one's also super important. And that is, I'm trying to manifest him back, or I'm trying to manifest a commitment with him, or I'm trying to manifest a text message from him. And you just won't need to apply manifestation techniques with the right person. A man who's truly interested and wanting to prioritize you will absolutely do those things all on his own. So that one is super important. That one, along with number 7, I think are the biggest ones I see, where if you're trying to make something happen and a guy is not on his own, from his own volition, coming from within himself, moving things forward, you don't want to stay stuck on a guy like that. I see women staying stuck on men like that for years or even decades. And I don't want you to do that to yourself. I want you to quickly have this discernment and move through the men who aren't going to be into you for the long haul. Don't forget to click the first link in the description or episode details if you're watching on YouTube to get my free gift. And that is on how to attract the man you want and create an amazing relationship with him that lasts. It's totally free on my website. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you again very soon.